Here is our top story. The FBI has officially classified a series of recent acts as terrorism. Federal officials say that foreign agents have infiltrated our country and are using social media to indoctrinate our younger generation with anti-Israel and anti-Jewish views. This dramatic designation comes as the FBI ramps up its efforts by deploying assets that are typically reserved for counterterrorism investigations. According to sources within the FBI, the concern dates back to when the current administration took shape. Intelligence officials have noted that outside groups have managed to infiltrate communities and are actively promoting extremist messages online. These messages are believed to be intended to radicalize young people and turn them against traditional American allies. The FBI is now treating these activities as not just criminal acts, but as threats to national security. Let's review the key aspects of this breaking news. Terrorism classification. The FBI has taken the extraordinary step of classifying these acts of online radicalization and related activities as terrorism. By doing so, they are signaling that what might once have been a criminal investigation has now taken on additional national security importance. This classification permits the use of enhanced investigative tools and techniques. With terrorism on the table, the FBI is allowed to deploy assets for financial tracking and electronic surveillance that are generally not available in ordinary criminal cases. These tools are intended to ensure that those using social platforms to instigate violence or social unrest are identified and held accountable. Infiltration and indoctrination. The FBI's investigation highlights that our country has seen an influx of individuals from overseas who, according to intelligence sources, aim to influence and indoctrinate American youth. These individuals have been linked to activities that include promoting hate speech and extremist views. The focus has been on anti-Israel and anti-Jewish narratives, which have been disseminated with the intent of disrupting community harmony and national unity. Officials have emphasized that this is not merely a domestic issue, it is an attack on the core values of our society. Dual-purpose investigations. A significant aspect of this investigation is the dual approach being taken by federal law enforcement. On one hand, there is a national security investigation specifically targeting these acts of terror. On the other, a traditional criminal investigation is underway to root out the individuals responsible for inciting such extremist behavior. This two-pronged strategy allows the FBI to not only pursue immediate criminal charges but also to disrupt and dismantle any future networks that might arise from these dangerous activities. Reference to past incidents. Officials have drawn connections between these current actions and earlier incidents that have shaken communities across the nation. They referred to events connected to a Pennsylvania governor and the tragic execution of two young individuals on a Washington, D.C. sidewalk. These past incidents underscore a consistent and escalating pattern of violent extremism, ranging from firebombings and the use of flamethrowers to planned assassinations. Such patterns have now converged, prompting the FBI's unprecedented classification of these acts as terrorism. Enhanced investigative measures. Under this new classification, the FBI is empowered to use investigative measures that are usually subject to strict limits under the Fourth Amendment. However, when the threat extends to our democracy and national security, additional surveillance and financial tracking tools may be used, measures that are ordinarily reserved for the most severe cases. This has led to a 24/7 operational posture, with federal assets being deployed to monitor, track, and ultimately dismantle these dangerous networks. Let's recap the most critical points. The FBI has declared certain extremist online activities as terrorism, citing the infiltration of foreign agents and the radicalization of young people. This decision allows for enhanced investigative measures, including expanded financial tracking and surveillance. Additionally, the investigation draws on troubling links to past violent incidents, underscoring an escalating threat that now prompts a comprehensive, dual-purpose investigation. In summary, the FBI's decisive action marks a turning point in the nation's approach to modern terror threats. By treating these actions as terrorism, federal authorities are demonstrating that the protection of our national security and democratic values remains of the utmost importance. Before we close, I invite you to stay informed and join our growing community. Please subscribe to our channel so you never miss an update on this important story and other breaking news. Your support helps us continue to bring you the latest and most reliable information. Thank you for watching, and stay safe.